The best healthcare is there in ways big and small. There when we most and least expect it. We may not see it, but we feel it. It lets us know we're not in this alone. Everyone deserves a healthcare partner who never quits. One who's there for what matters. United Healthcare. There for what matters.
Hey, I'm Charlie. I really enjoy Ramsey County's Household Hazardous Waste program. They make it really accessible with their drop-off options, and they send out postcards every once in a while with helpful information. I drop off my household hazardous waste at the Bay West site. I like to let items in my home collect so I can bring a larger haul just a few times a year. I always tell people to check the website before they go. Chances are you haven't thought of all of the items that you can recycle, like batteries. When I recycle, I feel like I'm doing my part to minimize my carbon footprint, and it's easy and accessible to do so.
You want a healthier lifestyle, but how do you get started? Then stick with it. By listening to the Fitness Revolution podcast with Shay Sandifer, of course. Your journey to greater well-being starts now.
Hello, everyone. It's Coach Shay here with Fitness Revolution. And as you know, it's my favorite time of year, summertime. So the farmers market is in full effect, but also coming up is Pride Month next week. So super excited, as you know, very connected to that world. And my next guest, I was able to meet through a mutual friend who's now become my friend, and we're getting ready to do business. So let me tell you a little bit about her. So her name is Vicky Pasche, co-founder and CEO of Dapper Boy. BOI is a transformative force in the fashion industry. Growing up in upstate New York, Vicky's strong work ethic and athletic background laid the foundation for her entrepreneurial journey. Her authentic self-expression through clothing led to creation of Dapper Boy, a clothing brand committed to inclusion and equality. Now generating millions, yeah, she's that deal, of dollars in sales, recognition from the Forbes and CNN, and even appearance on ABC's Shark Tank. And I'm going to add in, she was one of the key people in Show Her the Money. Vicky's True, which is a documentary, Vicky's story inspires others to embrace their true selves and pursue their passions. Welcome, Vicky.
Thank you so much, Shay. I am genuinely so stoked. You've become such a good friend now, and this is so cool that I get to be on your show.
Yes, I love you and your wife, just love you guys. I talk about you guys all the time. I've been telling everyone, go to Dapper Boy, go to Dapper Boy. I just love it. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about this brand that you've created and why it's so important. Connected to my brand too, I feel, as we're always talking about being inclusive, right? That's both of our brands, what we're talking about. So tell us a little about Dapper Boy.
Yeah, sure. So Dapper Boy is an all gender and size inclusive clothing brand. And our whole mission is to inspire folks to find confidence in being their most authentic selves through clothing. You know, it started with my own personal journey. You know, we started this brand now back in 2015. We're celebrating 9 years actually right now. Thank you. Yeah. And it started originally with my problem shopping in the men's department, not made to fit the curves of my body. You know, prior to that, shopping in the women's department for me was a terrible experience because I hated it. You know, this clothing was never made for me and my personality. Right. It's funny, if you were to ask my friends from back home, if Vicky were to ever start a fashion line, they would laugh because that's how much I hated shopping.
Right.
Women's clothing was just not made for me. So when I found the men's, department and had enough guts to shop there, because it's awkward socially, all those things, it was exactly who I wanted to be. My confidence just boosted huge. But throughout the years, I realized those clothes never fit my body. So now, think about it. You walk into a department store and there's two options. There's the men's section and then there's the women's section. And they're really embedded with all these societal rules and norms based on your gender. So we're really trying to break this binary way of thinking. And we believe that the shopping experience should be based on style preference and body type and leaving gender out of the equation.
And I love that, especially for body type, right? because
Yes.
let's talk about the body type, right?
Yep.
That's really, as we talk about fitness, which, my podcast is about fitness, wellness, and nutrition and everything in between. Even me who works out, I'm curvy. So like there is nothing straight up and down. There's a lot of booty back
Right.
here that is not fitting in those clothes. What has been the response for people that's like, oh my gosh, finally something that I can connect to?
Yeah, it's like this aha moment where people are like, what? I actually belong? What? And it's we really think through a lot of the function too. It's crazy, to have deep pockets for so many women because women's clothing, it stops short. It shouldn't be revolutionary, but this is something that we, offer. Or like button-up shirts. If you could visually see here, a button-up shirt for me when I tried it on, from the men's department, still it's true to this day. I can button it to my chest and then leave the rest open like it's style, but it never was just because I couldn't fit around my butt. And
There's
so,
that part.
yeah. So we really thought about fit, first and foremost, it's fit. And then function, like there's always that chest gap for both men's and women's button-up shirt, right at the chest line. That's like big gap that happens when you're wearing button-up shirts. So we decided to add hidden snaps behind that button to close that gap. So it's like we're always thinking through the functional details, when building this product line as well.
And I love this. This isn't trendy, right? I always like to say that this is what is become the new norm. As we see people are not, they're just saying, I am who I am. I want to wear what I want to wear. I don't want to be labeled. I think it's great for kids to see that too. Like, it's okay if I want to dress different.
Right.
Because there is so much in body shaming, right? Like,
Totally.
I think society's trying to get away from it, but it's still, there's a lot of industries where if you're not physically to this perfection or what they say is the norm, it is body shaming big time.
100%.
So what right now, so I know this, but for the audience, what is like the big seller out of Dapper Boy right now?
Yeah, I would say our top products are definitely our jeans and our button-up shirts because we're solving this problem of like not fitting in. And really, it's not even about fitting in. It's about a feeling of belonging, for our people. Because it's exactly, right, exactly. It's exactly what you're saying here. Because I think that once people have the clothes that, best represents their personalities and it actually fits, it just creates confidence. And then I, believe, and not to sound so cheesy here, but confidence can move mountains. It can create a more productive society, and so it's just crazy, the stories. And we had no idea, when starting this brand, the stories we would hear from people like
Right.
that we changed their lives, their confidence, their self-worth, that they finally have a place to fit into, both literally and metaphorically. They're able to get jobs they never thought they could get. We have parents reaching out to us. It's just wild.
Yes, probably especially as you move into that like junior high school where the body's developing and girls or boys are like, what can I wear that fits my personality? As I've seen friends that over the years are like, I didn't want to wear any of that, right? You
Right.
showed me a picture of you. I was like,
Yeah.
do you have a purse? Is that a silk?
I have a purse.
What is happening? I was like,
Exactly. Yeah.
you just had it like this. I was like, yeah, you needed to create your own line because
Yeah.
that's not who you were. And
Right.
why should you have to go around and be something that you're not, right? And
Yes.
go,
I have
go
a
ahead.
story to say with that because
Yeah, go ahead.
it was actually like a friend that sat me down. And this is funny. It kind of gave me that like, okay to do
Yeah.
this. I was wearing these big hoop earrings and like my hair was getting shorter and shorter. And I was in this weird middle ground phase of like
Yeah.
wanting to be more masculine, presenting. And one of my like very good friends sat me down and was like, had to have this tough chat that she had been figuring out how to sit down and talk with me for so long. And I had this like coach purse and stuff. And she was like, listen, if you're going to do this whole thing, like just do it. She's
Yes.
like, get yourself a wallet. She's like, I know this is what you really want. And it like gave me that like, okay, because I was so socially afraid, that people were going to judge me. Friends and family were going to think I'm different, and I was always the same person inside. I just wanted to present, myself,
Right.
my true self on the outside.
And just think, a purse or a wallet defines people
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah,
a piece of material.
exactly. That's all.
Uh,
And a piece of fabric and
the
how it feels
fabric
on you.
is
That's
defining
wild.
who you are as a person, which is not true.
Right.
So I love this because whether you're a husband and husband and wife and wife, whatever it is, you can wear everything in your line, can't you? Anyone can wear
Yes,
anything.
anyone can
Yes,
wear it. Yes.
yes,
Yeah, and
yes,
we're coming out with all different kinds of styles. My wife is very, very super femme.
yes. Very fashionable.
Very fashionable diva for
Yes,
sure.
yes, she is. We
And
love her.
we've been working on these super skinny jeans for a while now, and we
Okay.
just approved it, and the production's underway. So that'll be like exciting to have like a different style, and we're really working on showing just diversity in our models in general to really truly be that mainstream everyday line that's accepted.
I love that. I want to ask you this. So, this is about wellness too. And like I said, talking about that inner wellness. How has this changed you and who you are and how you present in the world? As I see you, I met you, you are just this happy, go lucky, confident woman that's like, here I am. Yes, I am presenting masculine, if you could say, but I'm a woman and this is who I am. How has this helped your wellness?
Oh, big time. Again, down to that
Yes.
confidence has just been a huge 180 shift. Remembering how I felt wearing these women's clothing. And, at that time, when I was like making this change, I was working in casinos in management. And a
Mhm.
lot of times I was actually the one up on the microphone, getting people to do crazy dance moves and like, winning cards and, crazy
Yes.
things. But I never felt truly confident until I made
Mhm.
this like shift for myself and decision to just embrace my authentic self. So yeah, it was everything for me. Everything.
I love it. And you have twin daughters. Uh,
Yeah, six
they're
years
so
old.
cute. How did they think about, do they call you both mom?
Yeah, so I'm mama and Sharice's mommy.
Okay.
And yeah, no,
So
they
what do
love
they
it.
think? Their moms have turned into these huge
Right?
like, fashion industry who's traveling and speaking and
Yeah.
are, they always seem happy too. But how do they see this? Because that gives them a lot of confidence too.
It does, and it's hard to be away from them at times too, but
Mhm.
it's like a reminder to them of like what their moms are doing and the importance of what we're doing. And so we're always having very, very open conversations about, the brand and
Okay.
about their role in it actually too. They're like little helpers all the time. They're aware of everything that's going on with Dapper Boy. They're so excited to even be a part of the documentary, Show Her the Money.
Yes.
And when we're traveling with the film, they're always like, "Are people going to see us on the screen?" I'm like, "Yeah, they are."
Yes, they
But
are.
yeah, but we always felt like our job is to help people feel their most confident self in our clothing, and they get it, and it's just really cool to see. I think this is like the perfect age. They're 6 now, so they're asking a lot of questions.
Oh yeah,
A
they're in
lot of
it.
questions.
Very observant. Everything is a question.
Everything is crazy,
Yes,
but
yes.
they're proud, and it's cool to see that to be a part of this journey.
So you have the opportunity to be a part of this amazing documentary called Show Her the Money, which I feel has changed your life, right? Because
Oh yeah.
I can't keep up. I thought I was doing good by being friends and showing up at a couple of them. I'm like, oh my God, they're in another state, so not to go too deep in it, but this documentary, just so the audience knows, Show Her the Money is about how women only get 2% of venture capitalist money. So money invested back into their business. And Vicky was able and amazed to be a part of this amazing documentary by Catherine Gray. How has this changed your brand? I mean, because you're everywhere. You guys are all over the United States. How has this
Yeah.
helped change the brand and
I
the
mean, it's been
awareness?
huge, especially during this fundraising process. So, our part in the film, they follow our lives around during the most vulnerable of times,
Right.
when
Yeah.
we almost lost it all. I mean, we had bootstrapped, over $1 million a year, just my wife, myself, and 2 part-time employees. And so we were on this crazy high, of like really doing things. And then COVID, hit so many brands, and it during that time, we almost lost it all because we had bootstrapped based on pre-orders. And so when we
Right.
were in that product to sell, it was a nightmare. And
Yeah.
so, this film just so happened to capture, which I had no idea, the impact of this,
Right.
the most vulnerable of times, when we're selling our home and all the crazy things that go along with being an entrepreneur in
Mm.
some tough times. And so, we didn't know. Again, like when Catherine and I had the chat and they decided they wanted us in the film, we only knew our part. And then when we saw the whole thing, we're seeing all these different, cast members and the other founders' journeys and other investor journeys. And it's just been incredible, the impact. And so, yes, as we're traveling around and we're showing this film, I think people root for the underdog. And we are definitely the underdog, in this world of trying to be the next Levi's of all gender fashion, And so I think, it's like, no matter what, as big as our brand is going to get, we will always make sure that they feel like it's always a small brand and that we are personable. And so I think people like that. They feel like they know us and that they're rooting for us. And so that has been so impactful for us.
They see themselves in you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they see that. They feel welcome, or sometimes you don't feel included, especially a lot in the United States. We have that persona that you have to fit into this box. And if you don't, then you're not welcome. Right. I love your mission. I love what you guys are doing. You are setting the tone for everyone. But I definitely think you speak to that young girl that's trying to figure out who she is. Yeah. I think that you speak to all of that especially because you got a little bit of you and a little bit of your wife, and and that you guys are doing this together. You guys are great role models, great businesswomen, and I just love it. So, a couple things: how can they help with your fundraiser? What's your fund? Raising funds. How can they get connected to that?
Yeah. So right now we're raising $2 million on a safe. We only have about 650 left to go, which is so exciting. And so we're using that money right now to get ahead of inventory. We already know it works. Some key marketing dollars and a couple of very key team members, part of our team. We're still so small and running everything ourselves, Sharice and I, because we got to hire up and hire smarter than us, so we can actually scale this.
I know.
Yep.
Okay. And so where can they find that? Do they go on your website? Yeah. And then what is your website?
Yeah, our website's www.dapperboy.com. It's BOI. And people can reach out to directly if anyone's interested in investment opportunity. Vicky at dapperboy.com is my email. And then also you can definitely follow us on Instagram. Sharice and I kind of started a personal brand, so you can really see behind the scenes of this crazy life and taking this brand places. It's Meet the Pasches on Instagram, PASCHE.
They're hilarious too.
We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, they have fun. Well, leave us with something you would tell yourself 10 years ago that maybe you didn't have the, say or couldn't say to that girl that's looking just like you about her next steps or next guy, about what they should find in their closet. What would you say to them?
I would be gentle, of course, and positive. But I would also say, when you're going on this entrepreneur ride, it's important to sometimes get out of your own way. And this is, I know that you can relate to because this is something I learned from Andrea Quinn. Andrea Quinn's workshop there is incredible.
You attended, yes.
Yep. And sometimes you got to get out of your own way. It's not personal. When you're on this fundraising journey or you're like doing something for your brand, it's not for you personally. It is for your customers and your mission. And so it's important sometimes to get out of your own way and connect early and often with folks. And that's how you'll be able to make this thing happen. I'm learning that right now.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much. You're doing an amazing job. Keep going, because there's only one way, as I always say, to the top, right? We've been at the bottom.
That's right.
We bootstrapped that. So now it's just going to the top. So excited to see what's next. Excited to be a part of some other things, which will be announced. We got some great things coming up together.
Yes, we do.
Super excited. So, but thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing for yourself, for your family, and for everyone out there that hasn't had a voice on their clothing and their well-being. So thank you,
Shay. It's been truly a pleasure always. Thank you.
Yes. To everyone, keep being yourself, right? Keep being your true, authentic self, believing yourself, and as she said, getting out of your own way. As always, inhale the positive, exhale the negative. This is Coach Shay with Fitness Revolution. See you soon. Bye.
Check back next week for more on living your healthier lifestyle and share previous episodes of Shay's podcast with your friends. Log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Are you a woman known as a good listener? Do you have skills in de-escalating situations? Are you what they call a people person? Then the Minneapolis Police Department would like to meet you. Now in a rebuilding phase, the Minneapolis Police Department is recruiting more women to wear the badge. The department offers career options for women with a high school diploma or GED. There are also opportunities for women with 2- and 4-year degrees who are ready to apply their skills in new ways. Police work makes a great second career for social workers, teachers, nurses. Women in their 30s and 40s are welcome to apply. There's no age cap. You'll be paid while you train and mentored by veteran women officers invested in your success. Minneapolis also welcomes current police officers to join the state's largest department. Make a difference on the streets, working in your community, in a career with competitive salaries and generous benefits. Go to minneapolismn.gov and search police jobs to find out more.
The Minnesota Department of Health works in partnership with communities to provide safe and free on-site COVID-19 vaccines. These community events take place in familiar churches, community centers, clinics, and other spots that are close to home. Even if you were vaccinated in the past, you may still need the updated COVID-19 vaccine. This latest vaccine provides protection from newer variants circulating right now and continue to be very good at preventing severe illness, hospitalization, and death. To find a community vaccination event near you, call the Minnesota Department of Health COVID-19 Public Hotline. Call 1-833-431-2053 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Tuesday and Thursday between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The number again is 1-833-431-2053.
If you live in an older home, it may contain lead-based paint on walls, woodwork, and windows. Even more bad news, lead exposure can be dangerous to young children and impact their brain development. And now, the good news. Hennepin County will fix lead hazards in your home at no cost to you.
We were worried because of the paint in the windows in the bedroom. They were peeling and chipping, and we know that when paint peels and chips and it looks a certain way, that's possibly lead. We were worried for our children more so than anything.
Eligible homes can qualify for up to $15,000 in upgrades. You may even qualify for new energy-efficient windows. Don't worry, Hennepin County has a trusted list of pre-approved contractors. You won't even have to find companies with correct licenses or certifications.
I've just done a test and it's positive. So we know that this is lead-based paint, and then we know it's a hazard because it's creating dust every time this window moves and opens. And if you look in here, that's just full of lead paint chips.
You won't have to stay with your cousin while you're getting the lead out. Hennepin County even pays for you and your family to stay in a hotel while the work is underway. The last good news is how easy it is to apply. Just go to hennepin.us/lead control to get started.
I'm really happy with the program. We can go to bed knowing that our children are safe.
That's hennepin.us/lead control. Tell your friends about it.
Are you getting older and feeling concerned about staying safely in your own home? Or maybe it's your folks you're worried about. I get it. It's not easy getting older, especially when the house is starting to show its age too. There is help available.
Individuals want to maintain and stay in their own homes for as long as they can. In Rebuilding Together Minnesota, we provide the opportunity, we provide the programs for them to do that.
Rebuilding Together Minnesota has been helping eligible older Minnesotans and those with disabilities stay safe and healthy for more than 20 years.
Our central AC unit was non-functional. We had plugged a portable unit in to the living room. What ended up happening was our electrical outlet melted, and it was getting to be 90 degrees in here. Meyer was told about Rebuilding Together Minnesota by his daughter.
She said, well, Daddy, you need to sign up. I said, do I qualify? She said, well, you're a disabled veteran. You qualify.
So we provided a new air conditioning unit for the homeowner and also new electrical service, all through this veterans program that we have.
Thanks to Tom and Rebuilding Together Minnesota, we're able to maybe go out and get a hamburger every now and then.
To find out if you qualify, go to rtmn.org. That's RTMN for Rebuilding Together Minnesota. Or if it's easier, call 651-776-4273 and tell your friends. Trust me, this is news they can use.